Hello everyone, welcome to the ServiceNow Store. On today's session, we'll talk about one important topic on the customer service management in ServiceNow, when to consider using a case type. Ladies and gentlemen, in ServiceNow, case is generally refers to a ticket or a record for handling customer issue, requests, or service or interactions, any interaction that you have with the service, especially these are could be companies or consumers and so on. So a case type is more specialized concept and let you define different types of cases. For example, if you have a complaint or product support, onboarding request, HR inquiry, each of them you will provide them a different case type because each of them will go through a different flow, each with its own data model, process flow, UI, and also logic. That's why you create these different kinds of case type. Now, practically speaking, rather than using a one size fits all case for everything, you can create a child tables of the case, especially the base case, okay, table for each case type also, that allow different case types to behave differently under the hood, like a different field, workflow, SLA or UI assignment, routing, and so on. Remember this, you have a case, right? Under that case, you can create a case type when you have a different data model or process flow. But even under that, you have one case, and then under that case type, you can create a different subtype of case type. So each of them will have their own a little bit of different modification. So to make this easier for you, I have some scenario when to consider a case type that can really help you to go ahead and understand. So right here, you should consider using a case type when your organization needs to support multiple distinct kind of customer interactions that vary significantly. As an example, the first one you can take here is a different line of businesses, okay, like complaints, product support, order request, onboarding, returns. Like these all are a case, but these all case, they may have some similarity, but their workflow, their approval process, right? And also field component, all that is different. So because of that, you have to go ahead and create a case type for this thing, okay? Now, each needing a unique data capture, workflows, and so on. So that's the first case, the first scenario that we can go ahead and use. Let's move to the second scenario. When you want to separate SLA, which is service level agreement, workflows, or assignment rules per type of the request that you can make. As an example, you have a complaint, case may need a fast response, a different escalation rule than a product support case. So in that case, you will go ahead and create a case type, okay? That's also another way. Okay, let's move on to the third example that I have right here in green. When the information or the field required different, okay, it differ widely. For example, if you have a new customer onboarding, and a case need a different field than a technical support case. So in that case, you'll create two different case types. Okay. The other one right here in white color I have here is in the middle, when you want to provide a distinct user or agent experience, okay, UI screens or categories or role per case type, and in that case you will consider case type as well for better clarity and also manageability, so that way you can create them through a different case type. How about you have these different integrations, okay, when you need to integrate with other modules or service differently depending on the type. For example, linking certain case types to a product or a service catalog using the service definition. Okay, that's something we're going to cover in another session. Service definition, that's really great because service definition help you connect your product, your service, your case type, and also your case task. So take a look at that in another session. But we have right here is that one. So you have these different playbooks or automations. So that way you can go ahead and connect them all that together. You need this kind of integration with modules or service differently depending on the case type. that's the time to consider a case type as well. How about scaling? Okay, when scaling, as your service volume grows or diversify, case type really help keep process organized rather than forcing every request into a generic bucket. That's going to be a problem. Okay, so that way you can go ahead and put everything into their own bucket, so you don't be in a problem. So now, in short, you have to use case type when one size fits all case becomes too rigid or ambiguous for your business complexity. So that's the main reason you will go ahead and use case type. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of things in ServiceNow, how to create a case type and so on. So if you go ahead and type case type, customer service case type, customer service case type, I already installed it in my PDI, customer service case type. So this is the one. As you install this one, the current version is 3.01. That's the one. You will go ahead and add some additional features like the role. These are the tables that can be added. For example, the table for case type is this one, SN underscore case underscore type, case type. Okay, earlier I talked about service definition. Yes, service definition is something that can connect, okay, your products, your services with your case type, and also case tasks. Really helpful. Okay, and you also have the service catalog service relationship. That's another table that will be loaded. Product service relationship, like service definition, you have product service definition. You have the service definition category. That table also will be included. You have the service definition category relationship, and also the service definition customer criteria, service to service relationship, and service definition user criteria. All those will be added in addition to the roles and so on. Okay, it's always depend on the customer service. If you don't have customer service, there's no need to install case types. So you have to install this plugin first. So in case CSM aren't already in your instance, you have to first install that customer service management plugin first, which is what you see right here, and then you can come here and install. Now in ServiceNow, if you navigate the case type, manage case type, just what we did right here. Okay, manage case type. So if you put right here, manage case type, right here, customer service, manage case type. Each case type, you know, I don't have any case type right here, but each case type what you have on your system is essentially becoming a child table, extending the base case table. So if we go ahead and create one, okay, let's go ahead and, so if you have already, you can manage the case type, but let's go ahead and create one case type.